Hi everyone, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. Today, I am gonna bring you a Suck Less Saturday video. And this week, to suck less, work on drawing while seated.
You need a shot timer because that which gets measured gets worked on. The Range Tech Timer is the official timer of Active Self-Protection because it is versatile, reliable, feature-rich, and very economical. Check out all it can do at the link below.
Now, again, we're at beautiful Ben Avery. It's an actual live shooting range, the largest publicly owned range in the world. And we are working today on drawing while seated. I'm working on it live fire, but you can suck less by working on this in your dry fire as well. And do the exact same thing. I'm using just a cheapy Walmart folding chair. You can use your office chair, you can use your couch, you can use anything you want. But here's a few things that I want you to think about. Generally speaking, pretty easy stuff to do. So when we ask, wait a minute, how do I sit? John's wearing an appendix carried gun, and people ask me all the time, John, how do you sit down with an appendix carried gun? Like we've talked about before, here's the thing that we do. Number one, we align ourselves appropriately to the chair. Number two, we point our butt at the seat. Point number three, we bend our knees and we sit down. Ta-da! That's how we sit down with an appendix carry gun. And people go, oh my gosh, John, but it's terrible. Not with the proper holster, not with the proper belt. You don't even feel it. Now then, I will tell you this, once I get set down, you're gonna organize yourself and all those things. What I tend to do whenever I sit down is I just fluff my cover garment so it's not in my way anymore. And sometimes with my extra chubs, my tactical fluff, I will push the gun and make sure that the butt of the gun is kind of out of the way. So basically what I do with that is sometimes I will fluff my cover garment and tuck the butt of my gun. Now, I will tell you, some people are going to say, John, you are pointing a gun at yourself. Actually, right now, I'm not going to show you because I ain't taking my pants off, but with the wedge that I have on my gun, the muzzle of my gun is actually right through the crease here. I don't think it would be any fun to shoot right now, but of course the gun is holstered and so it's not going to do that. So here's what we're going to do for all of us appendix carriers. How do I get this gun out? And again, you can do this in dry fire in a safe way. I'm going to do the exact same thing as an appendix carrier that I would do if I was standing up. I'm going to clear my cover garment, get a full firing grip on the gun, draw the gun, drive the gun out, and do my thing. It feels a little funny the first couple times you do it simply because you don't do it a whole lot from a seated position. If I'm carrying on my strong side, I didn't bring my strong side holster to the range today, guys, so you're gonna have to forgive me on that. I might, because if it's hard for you to see right now, but right now I have this little spar right here, like this little support, so I would have a hard time getting to my gun here. And so in order to do that, I might need to come to the side a little bit in order to clear space to grab a hold of my gun. Now, the thing that I want to be very careful of when I'm doing this is I have this leg over here. So what I see people do all the time when they start working on this then is they come up like this and they point that gun across their leg when they do that. So what I suggest you do, strong siders, right? Appendix carriers, if you're worried about, muzzling your junk, what you want to do is kick your hips forward, right? So that gives you more margin for success. So as an appendix carrier, if I kick my hip forward, then what happens, and what I do is as I grab the gun, I cant it as well. I cant out, and that, as the gun comes out, the muzzle will come up very, very quickly. For a strong sider, what I do is I go this way and I kick my foot inside, okay? So as I come this way, I kick my foot inside so that when the gun comes out, it clears space. It comes this way, and now I can reset and go to work. Now, that is, I don't like so much, because guess what? My head is now moving side to side. The other way that I can do that as a strong sider is come over here, stay here, and make my shots from here. I don't have a strong side holster to show you that in live fire today, but let's go and take a couple of appendix carry rounds from a seated position and just feel this awkward shooting position as we seek to suck less. So I've got a target at 7 yards. We can see the hits in a minute. But again, as somebody who is an appendix carrier, man, I'm eating my food or whatever, and I go, oh no, now this isn't a position that I see all the time, but same exact thing, right? So I'm here, I draw the gun, I drive it out, I see it, I get my hits. Really no change. Now, I will say this, if you're doing this in live fire especially, to give yourself a little bit more margin for safety here and a little bit more margin of success, I don't recommend that you reholster while seated. I recommend that you stand up safely and then safely holster the gun and then reassess and reestablish the position. Can you reholster safely? You can. I just don't recommend it simply because it gives you more margin otherwise. Again, let's do that at a little bit of speed. Little failure to stop. Safely, carefully holster. set back down. Oh, and I'm empty. I'm Winchester and I had a flinch. Okay. Let's do one more, shall we? Now, if we want to get the kick of our hips, because we wanted a little bit extra margin for safety, not a difficult thing to do here, right? So all I'm gonna do is then as I go, I gotta kick my hips forward, drive the gun. Had a little bit of a transitional challenge there just because of the angles are a little bit different, but not too bad. Again, let's safely holster. So if you want to suck less this week, practice from a seated position. I think it'll help you in the long run.